Hello guys and welcome back to another video. So in this video we would be working on our APIs. So in the prior video we had understood that how we are to download a Spring Boot application from Spring Initializer and configure that application. We also found some errors in our code and we also resolved those errors. Okay, so in today's lecture we would be understanding the control flow, that how things are made in your Spring Boot application. So I'm opening my notepad. So basically we are dealing with architecture, that is MVC architecture. MVC. Okay, let me increase the font. Okay, so the MVC architecture, what this architecture tells you is M stands for your model, V stands for your view, and C stands for your controller. Okay guys, so what that means is, so if we see about model, so our model is our Pojo class. Okay, Pojo class, that means it is our plain old Java class. View, the view if we deal with is our UI or the user interface. Okay, and under controller guys, this is your API. Okay, this accepts your data from your UI, so it is a mediator between your model and the view. So all the logic resides within this, that is to hit the API, the logic is in here. Okay, so basically what is there is, let me explain you this. So first of all you have your user interface layer, and after that there comes your business layer, business or the service layer. Okay, that means from the UI you are going into your business layer. Okay, and from that layer you would be going down to your data access layer. Okay, so what would be this? This would be your data access layer, and this would be responsible to communicate with your database, and finally you would be having your database. So in here you would be having your database. Okay, so the control flow goes in here like this to this, and from your application layer to your database. Okay, so now your MVC architecture plays a very important role in here. Okay, so if we consider our model, so in that model we would be only confined with specific classes, like in that we can have our Pojo class, that is if we are working on a student application or if we are working on a employee application, so that would be our like student class, student.java class. Okay, and in here you would have employee.java class. Okay, this would be your model, and this model would be communicating with your controllers. How? See, let me create a controller. Okay, and let me name this as model. and this as controller. Okay, so in the controller we would be having APIs. That is like we want to get all the student records, so we can have a API like get all students. Okay, we could have a API to get student by their name. We can have API that to get student by ID. So you can have these kind of controllers and model, controller, and your view. So view would be your front end. Controller would be you would be defining custom logic in your controllers so that it communicates with your model, and when on successful completions, like for example if you want to save record, save data, so this would be communicating with your model, and from that it would be communicating to your database. Okay, so this is how your entire flow is made. You can even divide this into more layers that we would be understanding in a bit. So let's head over to our IntelliJ IDEA. So guys, we are in our code editor, and in here we want to create first we would be creating packages. So com.test.youtube.in, that is we creating model. Then we would be creating a package for our controller. In order to communicate with our database, we would be using a package called repositories. So these are your packages. So in that we would be also creating a package for our services. Okay, and that's it. So first of all we want to have a certain controller. So in that controller, for example, we are making a custom application for storing student data. So I would be naming that as student controller, or you can name it employee controller, any name you can give. Okay, and you have to give an annotation called rest controller. So this again is made up of two things. So you have to study these APIs or these annotations, that how and what are these, because maximum time while you are giving your interviews, these are asked that what is the meaning of your REST controller. Okay, so I would be creating a simple API. So first of all I would be using this request mapping, and in here I would be passing student. Okay, and all the student data would be fetched from here. Okay, so you can have this also, or you can remove this for that purpose. So now I would be creating an API to simple API. So I would be giving public string hello, so as to test my application, that whether my application is running or not. Return hello. And in here I have to give a path that our controller will hit. So I would be using get mapping, and in here I would be using test. Okay, so this would be our student controller, and this, and if we relaunch our application, so our application is live and running. So if we head over to if we head over to localhost colon 8080 slash test, so our test API would be hitting, see, would get hit. So this is how you would be creating your APIs and would be testing in here. So this was a simple test API. So since I was telling you that you can also have something like here. So after in it is that after student only our test would be hit. So like see, okay, let me just restart this. So guys, if you try to hit localhost colon 8080 slash test, it is providing with us an error because this is not the API path. It is student slash test. See, okay. So this is the way in which you create your APIs. So now we would be creating a model for that purpose, and that is student model. Why I'm using that name, because see, that helps me to differentiate that whether it is a model or whether it is a controller. So if you are using MySQL, you have to create in here @entity. Okay, first of all, let us create some fields, then after that I will explain you how to do this. So in here, what a student contains name, so email, roll number, and you can have class or branch or college name, and that's it. And you can have string phone number. So your model is created. So these fields you want that you have these should be present in your database. Okay.